8 दिसंबर 2023, today's banking financial news at a glance. App fiasco, Bank of Baroda tells branches to retrieve consent forms. Bank of Baroda is trying to trace the paper trail behind a recent scandal where some employees allegedly created false app sign-ups using random mobile phone numbers. Two officials at the state-owned lender said. The bank has asked branches to produce customer consent and registration forms for signing up on the Bob World app and changing mobile numbers. Branches have been told to upload the forms on an internal portal in the next few days, while regional officers have held virtual meetings with branches to highlight the urgency of the matter. The people cited above said on the condition of anonymity. Levyment. Higher risk weights to lower Yes Bank CRAR by 30-35 bit prati second, MD. Higher risk weights on unsecured consumer credit and bank loans to non-banking financial companies will lower Yes Bank's capital to risk-weighted assets ratio by 30-35 bit prati second. Managing Director and CEO Prashant Kumar told FAI. The lender, however, does not foresee any need to raise capital, the CEO said. We are on the very lower end of the spectrum and will likely have an impact of 30-35 bit prati second, Kumar said. Financial Express. RBI Monetary Policy Live Updates. MPC likely to retain 6.5% interest rate as inflation in check, say experts. The Reserve Bank of India is likely to maintain the status quo on the short-term interest rate in its monetary policy review. With inflation staying in comfort zone and economic growth moving at an accelerated pace, opined experts. The RBI has left the repo rate unchanged in its past 4 bi-monthly monetary policies. The central bank had last increased the repo rate in February to 6.5%. Thus ending the interest rate hiking spree which began in mid-2022 in the aftermath of Russia-Ukraine war and subsequent disruptions in the global supply chain resulting in high inflation in the country. Business line. RBI bring entities facilitating cross-border payment transactions under its direct regulation. The Reserve Bank on Thursday brought all entities facilitating cross-border payment transactions for the import and export of goods and services under its direct regulation. RBI has decided to regulate entities facilitating payment and settlement for online cross-border export-import transactions as payment aggregators cross-border under the Payment and Settlement Systems Act, the central bank said in a circular. Economic Time. Banks must closely monitor large value cases of fraud, SECI. The Finance Ministry on Thursday told banks that their top executives should monitor large value cases of bank fraud more closely and that bona fide credit decisions should be shielded from investigations. The suggestion was made in a meeting held by Financial Services Secretary Vivek Joshi to discuss the progress made in the investigation and resolution of large value bank fraud cases. In a statement, the Finance Ministry said the review meeting involved assessments from both the perspective of recovery and enforcement action. All measures should be taken to further improve coordination between the Central Bureau of Investigation, or CBI, and banks for expeditious investigation, it said. Adding that large value bank fraud cases may be monitored more closely by the chairman, MDS, and source of banks for enforcement and recovery purposes. Chief vigilance officers may actively participate in this review process, it said. Adding that all measures should be taken to further improve coordination between the CBI and banks for expeditious investigation. Coordination meetings between CBI and banks in respect of large value bank fraud cases can be organized on a periodic basis. CBOS may facilitate the organization of such meetings, the statement noted. Economic Times. RBI cancels license of Urban Coop Bank, Sitapur, Uttar Pradesh. The RBI on Thursday cancelled the license of Urban Cooperative Bank Limited, Sitapur, Uttar Pradesh as the lender does not have adequate capital and earning prospects. Consequently, the bank ceases to carry on banking business with effect from the close of business on Thursday, the central bank said in a statement. The Commissioner and Registrar of Cooperative, Uttar Pradesh has also been requested to issue an order for winding up the bank and appoint a liquidator for the bank. On liquidation, every depositor would be entitled to receive deposit insurance claim amount of his/her deposits up to a monetary ceiling of 5 lakh rupees from Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. Economic Times. Indian banks ask fintech partners to limit tiny personal loans amid regulatory glare, sources. Top Indian banks and non-bank lenders have asked their fintech partners to curtail issuing tiny personal loans, 3 banking and 1 industry source said on Thursday. weeks after the central bank clamped down on the fast-growing business. Paytm plans to go slow on sub 50,000 rupee loans, it said Wednesday, the first to announce such a move since the Reserve Bank of India, last month, told banks to set aside more capital to cover personal loans and lending via NBFCs on concerns that soaring demand could lead to higher risk. There is a clear signal from the RBI to pull back, so we will, said a top banker at a mid-sized private sector bank that lends to about a dozen fintechs. Economic Times. Deposit mobilization in India still metro-centric. Indian banks may have made credit accessible to lakhs of villagers, but just half a dozen metropolitan cities with a strong presence of private banks dominate when it comes to deposit mobilization. As much as 60% of deposits in commercial banks as on September 30th are from large cities, according to the Reserve Bank of India's latest quarterly report on bank deposits. Also, urban and metropolitan markets account for 80% of term deposits, indicating the skewed nature of the deposit mobilization pattern in the country. Economic Times. Aditya Birla Health Insurance launches health insurance plan that covers live-in partners. Aditya Birla Health Insurance, the health insurance division of Aditya Birla Capital, on Thursday launched Active One, a comprehensive health insurance plan designed to offer customized solutions. The new plan that claims to offer customers a one-stop solution for their health assurance and their health insurance needs is loaded with 100% health returns, claim protect, no sublimits. Super Reload and Super Credit, the company said in a statement, adding Active. As many as 17 shares of the 30-share Sensex ended the session in red, while 23 Nifty firms closed lower. Business line. Rupee falls 4 paise to close at 83.36 against US dollar. The rupee depreciated 4 paise to close at 83.36 against the US dollar on Thursday, tracking elevated American currency in the overseas market and a muted trend in domestic equities. At the interbank foreign exchange market, the rupee opened at 83.36 and touched a low of 83.37 against the greenback. It finally settled at 83.36 against the dollar, down by 4 paise from its previous close. Business line. Have a good day.